just like to do a quick streaming today, live streaming. I think live streaming 9. Yeah, today my topic is going to talk about the another things which is quite similar to my last previous video about the energy flow. It's about how adults develop learning and understanding. So an extra topic about the energy flow. So I'm quite interested in how we learn as an adults, and many times we cannot learn because we have been blocked by the negative energy. And how are we going to get rid of that negative energy and then let our learning to go smoothly, and something blockage in our mind that we cannot learning? So this topic is also about something about meditation, and also the interesting topic about the native people, how they for example, I have mentioned before shamanism, and how they are taking up the acupuncture for Chinese people, and also for church people, how are they going to take up with the church music. These are all the things that help us to release our tension, release our energy flow, and which is help us to have our learning and achieve successful in learning. This is all the ideas that I have learned from the researchers, that all the books that I've read from the past. Sorry, you can hear about the background people snoring, so excuse me about that. Sorry about that. So tonight, actually, I have to tell you about the is actually there's a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction when you achieve the understanding, the learning, and the development of certain skills in your workplace. So how do we achieve that sense of satisfaction and fulfillment? Well, as I say, the flow of energy is very important, and if you the disturbance in the energy flow are to do with our sense of understanding and learning and development. That is the critical things that as adults we need to know. So the disturbance in energy flow has a negative influence on all aspects of our life, not just on learning, understanding, and development, because our body has not achieved the nourishment and the nourishment physically and spiritually and emotionally. So therefore, using the meditation music like nature or needle acupuncture and touch can help to balance the energy flow of the meridians. So if of you want to come in and chat, you can chat among yourself, and you can ask questions. If you can put your questions down somewhere there, and I will get back to you and I will answer your question. Okay. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to share with you my knowledge on adult learning and about the disturbance in the energy flow. So therefore, using meditation, music, nature, needle are very helpful. Help us to release our tension, release the negative flow somewhere in our mind. Okay, so the Piagetian explanation of how we learn are such. So we receive the new information, we assimilate the new information into our cognitive system, and then where we already help, and that includes the culture. So what we learn and what we perceive is very much to do with our culture as well, and then to clarify the new information or accompany it to the individual's current culture development level. So and then to adjust to the new information. So always if we receive any new information, we will our mind has already have a set a rule that it will accommodate with our culture, and then how we receive a new information which can accommodate our culture, and this is the way we deal with the new information coming in. And also it will compare it to the individuals or concepts we have all of us have all concepts in our mind, including our culture and ways of being with the world. Okay, if the individual challenge does not ignore that new information, which means it has accommodated to it, so that's why that's how learning takes place. Yeah? So this is how we know about how our mind is doing with our learning. So I'm going to share with you more about that in a minute. So so that means if your mind has been accommodated with the new information coming in, and it does not ignore the new information, which means the learning has been successful. So all I had said are the internal processes. These are the internal processes that happen intrinsically and cognitively, and we cannot see. So next stage, after the idea of learning, the transformative of new self occurs, which incorporate with the felt connection. So we will feel it. Because we don't know the new information, we feel it. And also the complex cognitive growth. Ideally, it is best to achieve to the stage where cognitively, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and psychologically are in alignment. So, so in other words, all dimension developments are in balance. So the learning has to be aligned in all our bodily functions, such as emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, and philosophically. Okay, so you can watch my videos. Actually, my previous videos on, you can search a title called social, emotional, psychological, and spiritual development, and can affect cognitive development from my the video link above. So I won't put it there, but I will put the link down below. Since this is my live, so I couldn't do it, so I can just put the link below after the live section. Sometime I will put it in, so watch out for that. Or you can search under the title called social, emotional, psychological, and spiritual development, which can affect cognitive development. So my idea is to give you the ingredient of adult education. Of course, I'm not specialized in all the topic that I'm talking about, but I'm specialized in all the ingredients about adult learning and teaching. If you're interested in particular topic or particular ingredients, you can search within my video, and you can get some out of it. Yeah. So as I said, I'm not specialized in all particular topic. So every time when I bring it up to you, I'm sort of like inform you that what sort of ingredients you need for your personal life, your personal business, or your organization. So if you got any other suggestion, if you got any other help that you need, you can book me through the link which I'm going to put down below in the description section. You can find me and you can book me. I will give you some ingredients of what you need. Maybe I give you some hints that what you need to be improved in your own personal life or your own organization. Okay, right. And also you can search on my other videos as well, as I say. So asking a learner continuously his journey into adulthood, there is an abundance of new thinking emerges, of course. So emerges, which is programmatically and philosophically. So programmatically and philosophically are essential for an understanding of the underlying cognitive and emotional processes. So throughout the transition, the learning could evolve in new skills, behaviors, and social roles that are developmental, requiring a significant change in one's perspective or process of meaning making. Okay, how an adult educator cope with this? So as we grow into adult, the young adults growing into older adults, they will have some transformation and some transition, and it take place in your mind, in the cognitive system, and it will align. It will go hand in hand with the transformation about emotional processes. Bear in mind. So it requires a significant change in one's perspective or process of meaning making. So every stage of our growth, the meaning making is different. When you are young, as a child, or you are a teenager, the meaning making of whatever you receive information from outside is different. When you're growing into adulthood, the meaning that you receive, the meaning making that you from the outside new information is different. Okay, again. So how an adult educator cope with this? So there are some help hints. Okay, I learned it from the researcher. So number one is to meet the learner's immediate needs during the transition. Okay, immediate need during the transition. So number two is to promote developmental change by challenging students things outside the box. So number three is supporting developmental change by challenging the student to think outside the box, and also think outside their current frame of reference. Okay. Now, also I'm going to tell you about some other information concerning the culture. So different culture of different systems of learning. Of course, they have different systems of learning in if you different culture of different system of learning. For example, shamanism. So this back to my previous videos about the how to avoid negative or disturbing energy in your mind, so you can allow positive or energy flow, so you can it will enhance your learning or teaching. So shamanism, for example, shamanism is Latin American's learning system. So shamanism is Latin American's learning system to which they use objects such as like feathers, drums, and eggs to trigger the learners. So this is one of the example. So cognitive system for learning, for example, Chinese medicine such as acupuncture, shiatsu, and also Oriental technology. These are the things that also help an adult to learn, to give them the smooth flow of the cognitive system. Okay, so the energy flow, remember, health, developmental, and other psychological issues, the recent history, social interactions, and spiritual dilemmas can influence the energy balance of a person. Alright, I suggest if you don't understand, you can listen through my live more than one time. Probably you can sort of get what I mean out of it. Okay, I hope you have questions. You are most welcome to ask and put your questions or suggestions down in the discussion below. So our culture use meditation. So Western culture is always, I think mainly majority people using meditation, which is quiet sitting with focused attention and peripheral awareness of passing thoughts and emotions, and one aware of the ideas, feelings, and images within the body. When you are sitting quietly, meditation, close your eyes and listen to the music, you are aware of what's going on in your own body, which is something's helping you to think about from the insides, which is really good. Okay, furthermore, remember also we should set aside a time or sometimes you're free and you can reflect through your past, and which is beneficial about reflection on the past is because you will have a period of transition after reflecting, and the old events can facilitate the learning. Okay, if you reflect the past, it will actually help you to facilitate your learning. You can try that if you want. Yeah, so it will differentiate meaning making and growth. So the creative expression in arts, music, and poetry can be a strong influence on spiritual formation and adult learning. Again, I have talked about this in my previous video. Just last Monday video, you can probably search through it. I think, yeah, you can search through it, and I talk about a lot about the how to avoid any disturbance of energy in your mind. So, which is worth to listen. So, for example, church music. It invites and demands us to look inward, where spiritually formation takes place. So adult learning is characterized by self-directed learning. So I'm sure that every one of you know what self-directed learning is. If you don't understand, again, this is one of the adult education ingredients as well. If you don't understand, you can ask me through the comment down section below, or you can search through my video about something about self-directed learning. So using adult learning theories, andragogy, and humanist teaching, the society which is subject to control, to constant shifts, that there is a never-ending what you had to learn. It's true. So the society is not waiting for us. It's changing all the time. Changing all the time, every day. So how are we going to cope with it? Some people can cope it easily. Some people can cope it with like a lot of anxiety and tension. So one thing to help us is to slow down our mind, to do some meditation, and which is very good for to cope with the constant changing of the world and society. So the adoption of lifelong learning has become a necessity. The situation where whether in what you want to learn or what you want to learn is just a matter, just another matter. So as of whether or not you are making up the decision to follow what you have at the moment. That is the passion of learning. So whatever we want to learn or not learning is up to you. It's depend on your decision to make up your mind to follow what your mind intuition say that you have to do some learning. It's something that we have to make up our mind. It is yeah, it is up to you whether you want to learn or you want to be in anxiety or you want to be continuing in depression. Is up to you. But of course, everybody want to be healthy in well-being. So we as adults, we need to learn something to eliminate the negative energy flow, and to enhance our learning in with meditation and all that. Okay, that's all I want to convey to you tonight. And thank you very much. Until next time, I see you again in my life. Goodbye.